consider you have to become more active. Like last year, I was
I said I know that
this
face.
year, I thought it was good.
I'm Angie Auclair. I'm the development manager of the Children's Advocacy Center.
Hi, I'm Michelle Arandra. I'm the executive director at the CAC of Bristol County, the Children's Advocacy Center, and we're here today to kick off a proclamation declaring April as Child Abuse and Sexual Assault Prevention Month. And we've had the joy of working with many, many partners in the Women's Center, who is the rape crisis responder here in Fall River, as well as United Neighbors and the Peaceful Coalition in Vanjie, and our partners have worked tirelessly on making sure that we can reach both children and adults to talk about child abuse prevention.
Done with the pledge now, guys, so I can show that to you. Michelle Arandra, the youth executive director of the CAC.
It was to be like a shirt. Yes, that building was sold, and they got the license already. They're going to spend $25 million there.
That's like the coolest shoes. Clean and sharp.
It's true, I never thought of that actually.
Which they'd also sign, and their parents would sign too. Get their parents to sign so that their parents will text and drive with them in the vehicle.
You work out this station?
Work out at Total Fitness. Yeah, Total Fitness.
Mayor Flanagan!
Hi guys.
Good afternoon. My name is Patrick Cleaver, and here's the pledge for the white ribbon, and here is your white ribbon. If you would like some help, I'd be glad to.
Put it on?
I'd be glad to. And as you walk into the room, yes, as you walk into the room.
Yeah, what do I got to sign it?
Right here.
How are you?
I'm good. As you walk into this room, there's this pledge, and you sign it. Shows that it's supporting to end violence against women. So that's sign anywhere.
You're welcome.
Great, so
I'd like to welcome everyone. My name is Peter McCarthy. I'm the executive director here at the Boys and Girls Club, and welcome all here. I appreciate you coming. Special thanks to the Children's Advocacy Center. We can't get enough of this information. We're trying to corral our parents and our members to come up and see what's going on, but thank you for coming. Again, I'm getting stuff, so it's all good stuff, but I have the pleasure not only to welcome you, but also to welcome our mayor here, who's been a frequent supporter of the club and here often, and I think the mayor's going to say a few words, but again, thank you and welcome.
Peter, thank you very much, and it's an honor for me to be back here at the Boys and Girls Club. This organization has done so much great work in our community and continues to do great work in our community, making sure that the youth of the greater Fall River area have a safe place to come, a safe place to learn, and a safe place to grow into adulthood. And this April, once again, as mayor, I will be proclaiming April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month and Child Abuse Prevention Month here in the city of Fall River. And you can tell by all of the advocacy groups that are here this afternoon that we have a very strong coalition of people who come together to make sure that they raise awareness regarding this issue. And we all have our white ribbons on this afternoon, and later on in the program we will make our white ribbon pledge. But before coming here today, I sat down in my office and I put a proclamation together to officially declare April as this month. And I want to take a moment to read some of it to you. And it states, whereas Sexual Assault Awareness Month is intended to draw attention to the fact that sexual violence is widespread and impacts every community member of Fall River. April is also National Child Abuse Prevention Month, a time to raise awareness about child abuse and neglect and encourage individuals and communities to support children and families. Whereas leadership, dedication, and encouragement, there is evidence that we can be successful in preventing sexual violence in Fall River through increased community involvement. And it's time for all of us again to continue the conversation and take appropriate action and support one another to create a safer environment for all. So as mayor, it's an honor for me to proclaim April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month and Child Abuse Prevention Month throughout the city of Fall River, and encourage citizens to join with me to promote awareness of this escalating problems of sexual assault and child abuse. And our next speaker is somebody who is on the front lines on a daily basis, making sure that our children have an advocate in cases of sexual assault. And she's somebody who I had the privilege of working with both as mayor and as a former assistant district attorney here in Bristol County. And she is the next speaker, so I want to present this proclamation to her, but also call her up to say a few remarks. And that's Michelle Laranger, who's the executive director of the Children's Advocacy Center here in Bristol County. Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you. We share this with our colleagues here as well.
And each colleague is going to have a few minutes to say a few words, but it'll be appropriate to make the presentation to all three of them now, and also call up Hugh Dunn here from Congressman Keating's office, and we're joined by Wendy Goff and Pamela McLeod-Leamer, each individually from United Neighbor and the Women's Center. So I'll present that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you a lot. Thank you so much for being with us here today to bring awareness to Child Abuse and Sexual Assault Prevention Month. We're grateful for your presence and in helping us to join the fight against any kind of violence towards children. I would like to thank the Women's Center, United Neighbors, and all of those partners that were really instrumental in making today a success. This was at the heart of collaboration, so thank you to all of our partners who have really worked tirelessly to kick off this proclamation. The mission of the Children's Advocacy Center is to empower children and families to heal from the trauma of abuse and violence through community partnerships, education, and the pursuit of justice. April is Child Abuse and Sexual Assault Prevention Month. I'd like to share with you today the work of the Children's Advocacy Center of Bristol County and our important goal to educate all about child sexual abuse, how to recognize the signs, and what to do if you suspect a child is being harmed. You'll find information at our table and on our website to help you with all of these important details. The Children's Advocacy Center is the agency in Bristol County that provides a coordinated response to child sexual abuse, severe physical abuse, and for those children who have witnessed violence. We bring a team of collective expertise together to investigate and help with the path to healing. We are a safe place for children to talk about what has happened to them, and we assist the child and family with whatever is needed to move forward. We know all too well the impact and effects of child abuse on children and their families. For the past many years, we've come together each April to bring attention to the issue of child abuse and sexual assault. However, we know these issues exist in our community 12 months a year. We know this because national statistics will tell us that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be the victim of child sexual abuse by the age of 18. Additionally, we know it exists year-round because in the 5.5 short years the CAC of Bristol County has existed, we have surpassed serving our 2,000th child victim and their family. Child safety is the job of an adult. Teaching children how to keep themselves safe from abuse is important for them to learn, but there is no substitute for the responsibility we have as adults. We teach our children how to cross the street safely and the need for them to wear a helmet when riding a bike. And we must also talk with them about keeping their private body parts safe. Talk to your children early, when they are young, and talk to them often about keeping them safe. Child abuse is preventable. Learn the facts and the realities of child sexual abuse. Be informed. Educate yourself. Awareness is the first step towards prevention. Please take action in Bristol County to support our children by taking our prevention materials with you and sharing them with your fellow parents, friends, and adults who are caring for our young children. The Children's Advocacy Center is a healing place for children and families. Please call us if you need help in understanding what to do when you learn that a child is being harmed. We serve as an information clearinghouse to help anyone understand where to go when you see or learn if a child is being harmed. Every child deserves to be raised in a healthy, happy environment. Let us all be part of the solution to make that possible. And so I leave you with some important words. Words I have shared previously with you last year and that I will share with you again today, because I cannot find a better way to convey the importance of our work to keep children safe. And I ask all of you to embrace these important words shared with me at the permission of a CAC colleague from Philadelphia. If I see, hear, suspect, or in any way become aware that a child is being abused, I will not keep silent. I will have the courage to help that child break free from the silence, secrecy, and shame that should never define a child's life. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you all for coming today. My name is Wendy Garflip, and I'm the Executive Director of United Neighbors of Fall River. We are delighted to be one of the sponsors of today's program. United Neighbors Community Connection Coalition is committed to promoting a strong, healthy, and safe community which will assist families in the promotion of domestic peace and tranquility, optimum growth and development of our children, and secure and stable family environments. As a coalition, we strive to coordinate and build on existing resources in an effort to develop strong, sustainable family support systems. Often in our violence prevention work, the issues of sexual assault and domestic violence and child abuse are relegated to a position of ugly stepsister, something we are cognizant of but rarely discuss or publicly acknowledge. United Neighbors works to include violence against women and girls and against children as an integral part of all our violence prevention initiatives. Programs like today bring the issue of sexual violence into conversation, and if there's one thing that doesn't get discussed enough, it's sexual violence. 1 in 3 women will be the victim of sexual assault or rape during her lifetime. 1 in 3. That's 1 billion women worldwide. 1 billion. How do you even begin to understand the enormity of a number like 1 billion? Recently, the Violence Against Women Act, VAWA, was signed into law. It is an important bill that provides a slew of protections for the 1.5 million women who are raped and are physically assaulted by an intimate partner every year in the U.S. And this time, VAWA was expanded to include protection for particularly vulnerable communities, including LGBT women, Native women, and immigrants. For 20 years, VAWA received broad bipartisan support. This year, every Democrat in the House and every Democrat in the Senate voted for the bill. But almost half of Republican senators and a majority of House Republicans voted against it. GOP opposition to this entirely sensible and previously bipartisan VAWA is only the latest example of the challenge to women's rights. What slowed the process of getting this bill passed was the inclusion of specific protection for LGBT women, Native women, and immigrants. Okay, we'll protect some women, but not the gay, transgender, immigrant, or Native ones. Lots of politicians are talking about women and our bodies, and doing so with information that is so wrong and so vile that we are compelled to speak up. Missouri Congressman Todd Akin believes that there are rapes, and then there are legitimate rapes. He says, if it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to try and shut that whole thing down. This complete and total misinformation by a U.S. congressman of the function of a woman's body and the obscenity of rape is another indicator of the education that is required to promote an end to sexual violence against women and girls. We need to encourage discussion about sexual violence and give women the tools to change the way they see themselves and in turn change the way others see them. We hope that you will continue to support the work we do fighting against the violence. Think, speak, blog, tweet, write about ending global violence. Join our growing movement of caring, compassionate individuals who stand together today and say, no more will we stand idly by and allow our mothers, our daughters, our wives, our sisters, our girlfriends, and our lovers be violated. No more will we sit in silence and do nothing. We will rise together, and with the strength of our bodies and our voices, we can end the violence. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy, and thank you, Michelle. And of course, thank you so much, Mayor Flanagan, once again for showing your unending support in ending violence against women and child abuse. We thank you for doing this proclamation once again with us. I am, as the Mayor mentioned before, I think, from the Women's Center. The Women's Center serves from Somerset to Wareham and has the two major cities of New Bedford and Fall River. And we provide services to victims of sexual and domestic violence. And I am Pamela McLeod-Lima, the Executive Director. The theme of this month is Let's Talk About It. As Wendy mentioned, that is what we need to do. We have believed for years that we cannot talk about sexual abuse and assault. As Dr. Phil so often asks his guests, how's that working for you? Not well. Not well at all. According to the 2010 National Intimate Partner in Sexual Violence Survey from Massachusetts, nearly 1 in 2 women and 1 in 4 men in Massachusetts have experienced sexual violence victimization. Nearly 1 in 3 women and 1 in 3 men in Mass have experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner in their lives. More than 1 in 7 women have experienced rape. 2,337 unduplicated incidents of sexual assaults were reported to rape crisis centers, of which we are one, in Massachusetts between July 1, 2011 and June 30, 2012. 2,337 women had their lives changed suddenly and forever. 11% of high school students and 6% of middle school students reported being physically hurt by a date sometime in their life. Between 2003 and December 2012, Jane Doe, Inc., which is the Coalition of Domestic and Sexual Violence Providers across Massachusetts, identified 231 victims of domestic and sexual homicide. We lost 231 women in that period to something that we won't even talk about. I've said this before, but silence is not golden. In this case, it is deadly. Rape is not murder, you may be thinking, and yet it murders souls. It takes lives. It changes forever the way victims relate to others, the way they inhabit their world. If we don't talk about it, if we do not help victims to get help, if we do not hear them, if we do not believe them, these assaults will continue. These victims will continue to have their lives changed forever, if not taken away. We need to talk so that they know it is safe to talk to us. We only protect the perpetrators by our silence. Stop protecting the perpetrators. We need to protect the victims. Let's stop making victims feel they are to blame. We must stop shaming and blaming victims by our silence. We need to protect our friends, our sisters and brothers from abuse, and especially our children. We need to speak up for the children. As Elena Baum from the Institute for Policy Studies said in an article in today's Standard Times, she was commenting on the Steubenville sexual assault and the subsequent media coverage. And she said, "The issue has been shrouded in silence for far too long. We cannot wait for another politician to fumble or another high school athlete to Instagram his own heinous crime for us to deal with rape. Until we stop being passive actors in this violence, the real people getting life sentences for rape are the survivors." There is a lot of information in this room about how to open this conversation, about how and where to get help. Please take some of these materials, and most importantly, take enough to pass them on. Spread the word that we do not help perpetrators hurt their victims by remaining silent. Spread the word that we stand up for victims, that we speak up and talk about it to prevent future victims. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Hugh Dunn. I'm here representing Congressman Keating. I'd like to thank the Women's Center, the Boys and Girls Club of Fall River, the Children's Advocacy Center, and Mayor Flanagan, as well as all the other partners here today. I'm here to discuss the White Ribbon Campaign, which is an effort that the Congressman is very involved in. It's a movement created by a group of Canadian men in 1991, and it's designed to prevent and mitigate violence against women. The Congressman first promoted the White Ribbon Campaign as District Attorney and has continued to promote it as a Congressman both in D.C. and in the district. Just last week we held a White Ribbon Campaign Committee meeting in New Bedford, so it was with great pleasure that we were here today. As Pamela outlined, the statistics are staggering when it comes to domestic violence. And basically the White Ribbon Campaign's purpose is simple, that men are essential partners in the fight to end domestic violence and sexual assault against women. We must all remain vigilant in our commitment to protect our women and girls. Together, we are asking community members to join us wearing this white ribbon, as well as taking the pledge. And it will serve as a reminder that men and women need to work together to end domestic violence, and that domestic violence is not just a women's issue. Before we take the pledge, we have some young gentlemen that would like to take personal pledges here with us.
Hi, I'm Jason, and I pledge to tell my friends that sexist jokes are not funny.
My name is Brian, and I pledge to be a nonviolent partner. My name is Mustafa Muhammad. I pledge not to spread hateful or sexual comments to my peers.
And I pledge to tell an adult if I see or receive an electronic message that can be embarrass, hurt, or shame another.
Hi, my name is Deshaun Barrows, and I pledge to support survivors of abuse throughout nonviolent and compassionate action. I also pledge to tell 5 people about the White Ribbon Campaign.
Thank you. All right, I'll commence the pledge. From this day forward, I promise to never commit, condone, or remain silent, about violence against women, sexual assault, and domestic violence.
Deshaun, what is this, a photo shoot?
No.